In this video, you will learn some Plex concepts, including how to create a part, how to create part operations, how to create process routing, and how to create a bill of material. Throughout this demonstration, you will follow along in the test environment to apply these concepts learned by creating your own data. As you go through the video, please pause when instructed to do so, and add and update your data within the Plex system. At the end of this video, you will be asked to submit your completed work to your Plex project manager and to the Control M project manager. During this session, we will be creating and producing our own part in Plex called pizza. We will define the different ingredients, or bill of materials, needed to create our pizza. We will outline the steps needed to make our pizza, called operations. And we will then take those steps to create a process to follow when creating our pizza, called process routings. To begin, let's first log into Plex. To do so, enter your company code, your user ID, and your password to sign in. Once you are logged into Plex, navigate to the gears icon. Here, we're going to change over into the test database. To do so, press Copy tab in test mode. A new window will launch. At this time, we will use the search bar to search for a screen called Parts. When the search results come back, click on the link that says Parts. This will bring you into the Parts screen. On the Parts screen, you will see a number of different search fields that you can use. I am going to filter on the part type, and I'm going to select a part type of pizza. I will then press Search. As you can see, we already have 4 different ingredients in the system that can be used to create our pizza: cheese, dough, red pizza sauce, and white pizza sauce. In Plex, these parts that we use to create one final product are called raw materials. Let's click into the dough part by clicking into the part number link. After you press into the part, you will be brought into the part detail screen. On the screen, you can learn all the information you need to know about the part, like the part name, the part type, and the part status. You will see that we have some additional fields here too, like part source and part grade. While these fields aren't necessarily important to our demonstration today, we will be populating these fields, and further on down the road, we might use them for reporting purposes. You will notice over here on the left-hand side of the screen that there is a submenu highlighted in orange. All of the links here provide you with additional details regarding how the part is used. For example, let's press into the process routing link. The process routing screen will show us the process that we have in place for our part called dough. Here, we see that we have a receive operation for dough, where we receive dough in pounds from a supplier called General S. We will discuss more about process routings later on, and we will also use this dough part to create our own pizza. As you can see, we store the dough in pounds. This is called a unit. So for example, if you were to purchase pepperoni in ounces, we would enable an ounce unit for inventory. We would then create an operation receive ounces. Before we set up your PCN, we will have to get a list of all the units you need for your system. Common examples are eaches, ounces, pounds, gallons, and feet, etc. At this time, move your cursor up to the clock icon at the top of the screen. Click on the clock. This here will show your screen history as you move through the Plex system. You should see parts populate. Go ahead and press on the parts link to be taken back to the parts screen. We will now begin to create our own parts in Plex. To begin, press Add in the action bar. In the part number field, enter your name - pizza. This will be the name of the pizza that you will produce in Plex. This will be our finished good. From here, enter a name and a description as well. You can put whatever you would like here in these fields. Please pause the video to finish entering your part, your name, and the part description. Next up on the part screen, we have to select a part type. To do so, press the magnifying glass to display a list of different part types that you have in the system. Select pizza. Now you will notice the part status field. The status is automatically set to active, which means that this is an active part in the system and one that we can produce. Below the part status, you will see part source. Go ahead and select a part source of purchased. Next, we're going to throw a grade in here as well. Go ahead and select any grade that you see here on the list. Please pause the recording and finish documenting your pizza details. Once you have finished documenting your pizza details, press the OK button at the bottom of the screen. You'll be brought back out to the parts screen itself. Go ahead and filter on part type and press search. And congrats, you've already entered your first part within Plex. Now we're going to add a second part. Again, press add in the action bar. Now for this part, think of your favorite pizza topping. Go ahead and create that part. In this example, I'm going to create green pepper. Go ahead and enter a name and a description. Select a part type of pizza, a part source of purchased, and a grade as well. Please pause the video now to finish entering your details for your pizza topping part. Once you've created your pizza topping part, press OK. So now that you've created a part record for your pizza topping, what we're going to do now is click back into that pizza topping link. What we're going to do is create a process routing for our pizza topping, and we're going to do so by pressing process routing to be brought into the process routing screen for our pizza topping. We are going to create a one-step routing so that we can receive this topping into our inventory to be used to create our pizza. To add that step, press add in the action bar. Select an operation code by using the operation code magnifying glass. A list of operation codes will appear. Use one of the receive operation codes and select the inventory unit that you are going to receive your pizza topping in. For my green pepper, I'm going to receive in pounds. Once you've entered that information, go ahead and press OK. You will see here that you're going to receive an error. This error is going to force you to enter a piece weight per pound. I'm going to enter 1 and press OK. At this point, go back to your clock icon and navigate to the parts screen. Use the part type filter again to filter on your pizza part type and press search. Now we are going to go back into our pizza. So find your part number, which is your name dash pizza, and click into the link. This again will bring you into your part detail screen for your pizza. At this time, we will create our process routing for our pizza part. So in the submenu, press on the process routing link. In Plex, process routings are used to define steps or operations that you need to produce a part from start to finish. So let's think about a pizza for a minute. Well, what do we need to do to create one? Well, first, we need to assemble our ingredients together. Then we'll need to bake our pizza. And finally, once that pizza is baked, we're going to have to slice it before we can serve it. So for the next few minutes, we will create our pizza process routing of assemble, bake, and slice. In this process routing screen, we will press add in the action bar. This again is going to bring you into your process routing details screen. You will see your part number automatically appear, and you'll also see a part operation of 10. This too has been auto-populated. You will notice throughout the Plex system, whenever there is a list of information or data, there will be a sort order. Sort orders usually go by tens. Here in this example, since we are creating the first step of our process routing, we start with operation 10. Then we will move on to operation 20, 30, and so on. Below our operation number is the operation code. Click on the magnifying glass to bring up a list of operation codes again. Now we will select the operation of assemble. We will keep our operation type set to production, and then we will enter a weight for our pizza at this assemble step. We'll say with all of our raw material ingredients, altogether it's going to weigh 2 pounds per pizza. Now press OK. This will take you back out to your process routing screen. Next, we need to add an operation of bake. So go ahead and press Add in the action bar. Notice again, we are now entering operation number 20. In the operation code field, select the operation code of bake. We're also going to enter a piece weight here. So we're going to say that as our pizza bakes, it's going to lose some weight. So after that pizza is baked, instead of weighing 2 pounds, instead it's going to weigh 1 pound. Enter 1 in the piece weight field, and then press OK. Next, we're going to add our third and final step of slice. Press Add in the action bar, and again, you will see that we are now entering operation number 30. Select an operation code of slice and enter a piece weight of 1 and press OK. Please pause the video now to enter all of your pizza process routing information. On the process routing screen, you will see the 3 steps needed to create your pizza. Now, we need to define the work centers where those steps will take place. Click into your assemble operation. On the action bar, you will see a link called Approved Work Centers. Go ahead and press into that link. You will be brought into the Approved Work Center screen, and here you can define 1 or more work centers where your operation can occur. Before we add a work center, let's talk a little more about what work centers are. Work centers are areas within your facility where production can happen. They can be defined by a specific location or a machine. For our assemble operation, we will assemble our pizza at a work center called Prep Counter. To add the prep counter, press Add in the action bar. A pop-up window will appear for you to enter your work center information. In the work center field, use the magnifying glass and select Prep Counter. Below that, you will see a list of fields that also have to be populated. The setup field is used to determine the time that it will take you to set up this work center before you can begin your work, and it's set in hours. So let's say it's going to take us 15 minutes to prep our prep counter before we can actually make our pizza. Let's enter a value of 0.25 to represent a quarter of an hour or 15 minutes. Next, you have 3 different rate fields: a standard rate, an ideal rate, and a target rate. The rates you list here are used to help you with scheduling and costing. Our standard rate is going to tell us how many pizzas we can make at this prep counter per hour. We're going to say that we can create 10 pizzas per hour. We're going to keep an ideal rate and a target rate of 10 as well. Up next, you have your crew sizes. The crew sizes indicate how many people it will take you to create those 10 pizzas and how many people you need to set up this prep counter work center. Since pizzas aren't too involved, we'll say that it takes 1 person to create the 10 pizzas and 1 person to also set up our prep counter work center. Once you have your work center details populated, press OK. Please pause the video now if needed to complete your work center. You will see now that your work center prep counter has been added. Next, we will add approved work centers for our bake operation. So what we're going to do is use the back button on our browser to go back to our process routing. Now click into your bake operation. In the action bar, click on Approved Work Centers, and then press Add to add your first work center. To bake a pizza, we need an oven, and as you can see here on this list, we have 3 different ovens that we can choose from. We will add all 3 as approved work centers for this baked operation. First, select Brick Pizza Oven. Enter your setup time of 0.25, your standard rate of 10, an ideal rate of 10, and a target rate of 10. For your crew size, enter 1 and 1 and press OK. We have 2 other ovens that we can add here as approved work centers. To do so, again, press Add in the action bar. In the Work Center field, now select your convection pizza oven. Enter a setup time of 0.25 or 15 minutes, a standard rate of 10, an ideal rate of 10, a target rate of 10, and your crew size of 1. Press OK. Finally, we have to add our third oven work center. Press Add in the action bar and select your conveyor pizza oven. For your setup hours, again, enter 0.25 for 15 minutes. Enter a standard rate here of 15. We can create more pizzas at our conveyor pizza oven per hour than we can within our convection and our brick pizza oven. We're going to enter an ideal rate of 15 and a target rate of 15. And next, we're going to keep our crew sizes the same, a crew of 1 and a setup crew of 1. Press OK. Please pause the video now to finish entering your approved work center details for the bake operation. You now have 3 approved work centers for the bake operation. When we create the job to make our pizza, we will have the ability to choose which of these ovens we would like to use to bake our pizza in. Right now, if we created a job for pizza, the job would default to the brick pizza oven because it's the first on our list. If we want to default to a different oven, we can change the sequence right here on this screen. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see a column with a 1 and 2 and an arrow. I can bring my cursor over here and select the column to drag and drop my approved work centers into any order that I'd like. So let's bring our conveyor pizza oven all the way to the top of the list. Now, when we go to create a job for a pizza, the conveyor pizza oven will be used. Let's navigate back to the process routing screen. Again, you can use it using the back button on your browser or by using the time feature here to select your process routing. We have one final operation that needs a work center. Go ahead and press the link for Slice. In the action bar, press Approved Work Centers. Our slicing is going to happen at a work center that is called Slicing Area. Go ahead and add Slicing Area as your work center. Again, we'll have a setup time of 15 minutes, and a standard rate will say that we can slice 20 pizzas in an hour. We'll keep an ideal rate of 20 and a target rate of 20. Finally, we'll enter a crew of 1 person and press OK. Please pause the video to finish adding your approved work center for the slice operation. At this point, we're going to go back to our process routing screen. So now we've added our pizza part into the system. We've added ingredients. We've added all the steps that it takes to create a pizza, and we've selected the work center where we will create those pizzas. At this point, we can't just create a pizza out of thin air, so we need to put a list of components together that we need to make our pizza. Those components will make up our BOM, or our bill of material. We will add the BOM items to the process routing step where they're going to be used or consumed. Since we need all of those items to assemble our pizza, we will add the BOM items to the first step of our process routing called the assemble operation. Highlight the operation line. Next, click the View BOM link. This is where we're going to add all of our BOM components. To begin to do so, press Add in the action bar. You will see that your pizza part number is auto-populating along with the part operation as well. Under the component section, press the magnifying glass to select the first component of your pizza called dough. Next, you're going to enter a quantity. We're just going to leave this at 1 because we're going to use 1 pound of dough to create our pizza. Press OK to save. You will see a pop-up message asking if you want to add this part BOM to all the active jobs for this part. Press yes. Next, we will add more ingredients or items to our BOM. Press Add in the action bar. Now that we have dough, we're going to select a sauce to use for our pizza. I'm going to use the white pizza sauce. And I'm going to leave my quantity here. Our quantity here you will see has changed over to quarts because we receive our white pizza sauce in quarts. I'm going to use 1 cup of pizza sauce. So in the quantity field, I'm going to enter 0.25 quarts. I'm going to press OK to save and press yes here at that pop-up. Next, we have to add some cheese. So go ahead and press Add and select the component part number of cheese. Enter a quantity of cheese to use. We're going to use a ½ pound of cheese for our pizza. Press OK and press yes. Next, we're going to add the pizza topping that we created. So press Add in the action bar and search for your component part number. Again, in my example, I created green pepper. Select the pizza topping that you created. For your quantity, we're going to say that we're going to use 0.5 pounds of green pepper for our pizza. Enter the correct quantity based on the topping that you created. And then press OK and press yes. You will see here that we now have all the components in place to create our pizza. We have a dough, a sauce, a cheese, and a topping. Please pause the video now to finish creating your bill of materials. Once complete, let's navigate back over to the parts screen. Using the time feature here, go ahead and press the parts link. Again, do a part type search or a filter on pizza and then press search. You will see all of the different ingredients that we use to create our pizza. Click into your actual part link, so your name-pizza. Again, let's go over to the process routings for our pizza. We now see here all of our operations and the work centers where those operations are done and the BOM items needed to create our part of pizza. Way to go! You created your first part, your first operation, and your process routing in Plex. Please at this time, notify your Plex project manager and your Control M project manager for them to review.